Hey, you guys. Okay, I finished them. Oh boy, all day today. Then had my, you know, crocodile out and going to town. Got my listings done and ready to go. I'm super excited that, um, well, about the little charms on these. So, um, Renee from GT Designs is such a sweetheart. I had mentioned on a video, well, way back, that, it was some hardcover journals. I think it was the folio ones that like kind of flipped out. Um, I used some red chandelier crystals on some of those for charms. And so she just happened to have a collection of crystals from her great aunt's chandelier, and she shared them with me. Oh, they're so cool. I just love them. And it was like, I don't know, like three, kind of big strands of them. So it was like a whole handful. Anyway, so I had enough to actually just hang three of them. So this is how they were. So they're still attached the way they were on the chandelier. And then I was able to get a jump ring into the top hole, and I just hung it from a chain with one of those little earring, those little earring clasps, the little ear wire clasps. So you can take this off if you want to. I thought it would be kind of cool to just like maybe hang in your rearview mirror or something. Anyway, I cleaned them with some rubbing alcohol, and they just shined up so pretty. Anyway, so thank you for those, Renee. I really, really love them. I still have some left that I'm going to do some other stuff with. But anyway, don't they look pretty on the books? Anyway, so I wanted to do a flip through. A couple things first. I So these two, number 1 and number 2, I just gave them numbers. I didn't do names on them. These ones, for the purpose of the flip through, I put all of the like goodies in them, in the pockets and stuff. So the rest of them, you're going to get your like tags and, extra little bits and stuff in just a little packet like this. Okay. Anyway, so you guys, if you've been watching my videos recently, you have seen these already a few times. But in case you have followed the link in the listing, in one of the listings to this video, I'll just talk a little bit about what's in here. So these are some vintage dictionary pages, and it's nighttime here. I actually did my listings at night, which I don't normally do, but since tomorrow is my big day, I was kind of forced to do it since I have some other stuff I need to do tomorrow morning before I go to the dentist. Anyway, so I just went through and I did some stamping on a lot of the pages, added just little stickers, little labels, did some, added some postage stamps, and where there was kind of a cool little image on the dictionary paper, I stamped a little label around that. This is, I love this paper. This is actually masking paper that you can buy at like Home Depot in the paint department. It comes on a roll. It's really cool. It's kind of annoying that it still kind of curls, but if you roll it up the wrong way and just kind of leave it rubber banded for a little while, it stays pretty good. Anyway, so some onion skin paper, of course, because I don't think I could make a journal without onion skin. And then lots of scrapbook paper, just some craft paper, lots of pages of ledger in here. I have this book that was like movie stars from like the 20s and 30s and stuff. And I'd had this like this tub full of old just book pages that I think a couple of years ago I was offering them as page packs or something. And so I just went through those and I pulled out all the ones that I wanted to use. And anyway, so so I'm using them now. Um, anyway, so just lots of goodies. Some tea dyed paper. Um, I don't remember what this book was from. Oh, I think it was like an old dictionary or an encyclopedia or something. Some ledger that, whoops, whoops, I accidentally stapled those pages together right there. Hold the phone. All right, no harm done. Oops. Anyway, and then like some stenciling on some of the pages, some postage stamps. And I'll go through one of those packs too, just so you guys can see what's in them. I did not photograph those for the listings, just so those will be kind of a surprise. But lots of images that I've printed off. These are actually printed on photo paper, and I did use a bunch of the like offcuts from some of my scrapbook papers and stuff that I've used for journals. This is such a beautiful old atlas. Let's see, this is some more, I would say about 70% of the paper in here, maybe 60% is vintage paper. The rest would be like newer repurposed paper that was intended for some other purpose, right? This is another piece of masking paper. Some old vintage like game cards. There's a few like Tim Holtz pieces in here, some of his like journaling cards and stuff like that. This is some packaging, some packing paper, not packaging, packing paper, probably from Amazon. This is the other side of that encyclopedia page. I wish I could remember what that book was. I love this paper. And then, of course, some digital stuff that I've just printed out on cardstock. These are some end papers from some of my Reader's Digests. And then each one of these journals has one of these little corner pieces that is removable. But see, you can just tuck things up into that. It's not attached to the page. Some more of those pages from those old paper packs. See, these are just like offcuts from pages, papers that I've cut. And some straw paper. I actually bought a couple boxes of straw paper from a lady on Etsy who lives in the UK. And I'll try to, she didn't have a lot of them though. I think she only had like 3 or 4 of, I say boxes, but they were like small boxes, but I think it was like 250 grams or something each box. And they weren't expensive. It was the shipping that was kind of expensive, but since I bought 2 of them, it actually wasn't too bad. Anyway, I'll try to remember to put a link in the description if you've been looking for straw paper and you live in the U.S. It's hard to find. I know Rachel at Roxy Creations, she sells it in her shop, and I know that she's been trying to, offer it at the best price possible. I know that she has to buy it also, so, I'm pretty sure she's not getting rich selling straw paper, but I don't understand why it's not available in the United States. It just really should be. Anyway, just did some little stamping on some of the pages. This is actually original ephemera. Those little price tags. Some other pieces of coffee dyed paper. A lot of the coffee dye, it's actually tea dyed. I know I say that all the time, but it is actually tea dyed paper. It's not coffee. A lot of that is stuff that I've done myself, but some is actually from Renee at GT Designs, and she did all of the avocado dyed paper that I've been using lately has come from her also. And I love her avocado paper because it turns out so rich, pink, and I don't know what she does. Anyway, some more ledger. Let's see, these are just offcuts of, pieces of scrapbook paper, and I've just tucked them into the pockets. And I love how some of these ladies turned out upside down. I did accidentally, some of the stamping that I did, I stamped them upside down accidentally. So sorry if you get one of those journals where the stamp is upside down. This is some old stationery that I got at a thrift store. Some green stamps. On this little page, I just have to show you guys, I stamped one of the little teeny tiny label stamps, and then I have a little peg stamp that's the tiniest little heart. So I stamped a little red heart in there. Just cute little things, So as soon as I publish this video, I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger on those listings. So those will be available sometime within the next hour. It's about 10:30 p.m. here now. But yeah, so I don't know when I'm going to be talking on videos again. It'll be as soon as I feel confident to do that. But I just want to tell you guys how much I appreciate all your support, and now that that I've shared kind of what I'm going through with my teeth and stuff, I really appreciate it. You guys have really helped me not be so freaked out about it, and I'm actually really looking forward to that page got bent. I'm actually really looking forward to the end result. So anyway, so each listing does have 10 photos. I didn't do a video on there. I know Etsy really wants us to start posting videos in our listings, but sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Anyway, so I just love those crystals on there. It's just simple, and I think they just really add a little bit of elegance to each one of these journals, to take something that is basically a throwaway book and turn it into something that could potentially be around for, a couple more generations maybe. And, basically trash, and just to add something, super elegant like that. I think it just adds a different kind of dimension to them, Oh, and the other thing I wanted to point out is that since a lot of the pages in these journals extend pretty much to the edge of the book, I did want to add tabs on these. So what I did was I just added all the tabs on the top instead of on the edges here. And I've actually wanted to do that for a long time, and I haven't ever done it, but I kind of like the way it looks. And your book can still stand up and they don't get damaged on the side here. I just feel like they're a little bit safer up here. And then if you want to, you could add little bits of, laces, or, you could even attach little charms on there that could hang down inside the pages or whatever. So I didn't have the time to do some of the things that I wanted to do with these, but I'm pretty happy with the way they came out anyway. So you can see, I mean, each one obviously is going to be a little bit different, but they all have basically the same elements and the same number of pages. I never count how many pages are in my journals. I usually estimate that there's somewhere around these have 7 signatures. So each signature has between, I'd say, 12 and maybe 15 pieces of paper in it. So I estimate usually about 250 pages if you count front and back. It might even be more than that. I don't know. Anyway, so this is, that one that I just showed you is actually number 1. This is number 2. And there are 17 of these altogether. So, and I estimated the weight, the shipped weight at 2 pounds. So these will, the shipping is included in the price for U.S. customers. Outside the U.S., it'll be at the 2 pound rate. So, you know, I think to Canada, that's probably about $25 maybe. I think the most expensive place that I've ever shipped to was New Zealand. I don't know why. New Zealand and Australia, it seems like, are really expensive. I actually shipped to New Caledonia one time, which I thought was kind of cool. Anyway, I've never shipped anything to the African continent. And I've never shipped anything to Mexico. So if you live on the African continent somewhere, or you live in Mexico, it would be really cool if you bought one of my journals. I would love to be able to ship something to somebody that lives there. You know, like even Egypt or something. Anyway, I'm just saying it would be cool. Or like to Greece maybe. And that way, like, a little part of me could go, you know, come visit your country or your continent. Anyway, so I couldn't get the rest of these in here, so I just tucked them right in there. And I just did the elastic closure, but I did add an eyelet on the back of each journal. So if you want to later on, you could take this elastic off and you could add some kind of a tie where you would, you know, tie it in a bow or something like that. Or you could even, you know, hang some charms off of the back, off of this eyelet here. So I just like every piece of the journal to be kind of useful. And like I had pointed out on my last video, I decided not to do the buttons on the spines of these journals just because it just kind of felt like it didn't really flow that way. And I'll show you the one that I did do the buttons on. And I'm not going to take them off. I'm going to leave them on here. But you know, they kind of get in the way with this elastic and that kind of thing. And I'm afraid that, you know, the elastic will snag on them, and that could potentially lead to, over the years, you know, could lead to maybe breaking some of these strings. I don't know. But so if you do wind up purchasing this journal, just be careful with the buttons, or you could, if you want to, you could just snip this this string that they're tied on with, and they'll come right off. They're not actually cutting the buttons off carefully will not cause the book to come unbound. Like, it's just kind of looped under that binding thread. So anyway, so it's this one. It's number 15 that has the buttons. So let me show you well, I can kind of, well, I'll do that at the end of the video. So here's one of the bundles. So this is basically all the stuff that is in here is in the pockets in this one and in the other one that I just flipped through. So I mean, it's a nice little stack of stuff. There's these are some little flash card. No, these are like some kind of a game, playing cards. Some coin envelopes, some of those little tiny paper bags that I get from Hobby Lobby, a couple of library cards, and then some other ephemera. So just remember, this is just an example of what you're going to get in each one of these packs, because I just go through my trays of stuff and kind of sort it out into piles, and then And I grabbed some of my handmade stuff, like some of these little library pockets that I had embellished, some of these little envelopes. I don't think every one of these gets one of these, but there's some handmade stuff in each one of these packs. So just saying. I need to make some more of these. I think they're so cute. Little Rolodex card. Just some other little things that I printed off also. These are some French language cards. These came from a punch, a paper punch that I have, and it was this really heavy paper. I don't remember what it was from. I think it was maybe from an atlas. Anyway, it's like the index. Some Tunidex cards, a couple of Tunidex cards. There's some other like random cards. These came out of I bought one of those like little tiny little filing card catalog, files, drawers, and somebody had organized something that was all on these little cards. I don't even know what it was that they were organizing, but that's where those came from. And some other ephemera that I printed off, some images. Some of these are from Mrs. Coggs, some of those images. This is the last of these little envelopes that I had gotten from Louise. And these are to hold your negatives, like your medium format negatives from a camera, for a camera. Anyway. And so then just some little handmade tags. There's just a few in each pack. Some Tim Holtz stuff. There's two of these pockets in the, I don't know if they're pockets or what I would call them, but there's two of these in each one of these packs. And this was actually a photo album. And so these were the big pages out of a photo album, and I cut them down. And I don't know, I just thought they were really cool. The only thing I didn't like about them is that sometimes when you're sliding something in, it snags on that glassine paper. That's just, see, and sometimes your thing will come through the front. So if you decide to glue these into your journal, just be aware of that whenever you're inserting something in there, be careful. If you want it to go behind the glassine paper. I just love these little frames. I thought they were really cool. Anyway, I just haven't used them for a long time. And they were in my drawer. Here's some of the avocado dyed index cards that I got from Renee. And see how nice and rich the color is on those? And then I used some of the offcuts when I did the Reader's Digest journals. I had used all of these Cavallini posters. I used those, kind of cut them into strips, and that's what I used on the spines of all of those Reader's Digests that I just had in my shop. Some more offcuts. I shared some of the, these are just little strips from the ticking cloth that I will probably go to prison for. Some other, just so then there's just a whole little collection of different scrapbook paper offcuts here that you can use to make your own tags or just as journaling cards on their own. I thought it would be nice if I rounded the corners on these, but then I said, no, I'm not doing that. So they just got put in there like this. So it's just a whole different, a whole collection of stuff. This is actually the Eclectica digital that Tracy and I did together. Some other, just all kinds of stuff. Oh, my printer, the yellow started going out on my printer, so it started printing everything purple. But I didn't want to waste it. So anyways, so that's basically what goes in the pockets in the journals. And I'm just going to give you the bundle and you can do it yourself. But also, I had mentioned in a previous video that I would include hold on, let me get this back in here, that I would include some stickers with your initials or something like that. This one won't fit in the bag, so it just goes like that. From the sticker book. So I will look at the name on the order, and whatever the initials are, I will include some of the letters for your initial in your order. Okay, just so you know. And I think I had said something about asking for that, or asking for buttons, and I just, you know, since I'm having the surgery thing on tomorrow, on Thursday. My mom said that she would help me with my shipping if I need it, if I need help. So I just kind of don't want to put too much, you know, I don't want to make it too complicated for her to help me, or anybody else who might be interested in helping me. So I'm going to have to rescind my offer to include buttons in this order, but I will do the stickers because those I already have cut out and everything. So anyway, I'm just going to pile the journals up here, and I want to thank you guys again for all your love and kindness and support, and you know, just for being here. It's been amazing, and hopefully I will continue to be able to make and sell journals. That's what I love to do, and you know, everything changes, so I feel like, you know, I might be making some changes. There's still like 4 more. I can't pile them all up here. There might be some changes coming to my Etsy shop and the way that I am going to maybe start offering journals. I'm thinking about maybe doing maybe some custom stuff. I don't know. Don't hold me to that. But I promised somebody, so if you just wanted to look at the flip through on the journals, I'm pretty much done doing that. But I had promised someone that I would talk about the tiny attacher, and so I want to do that. You guys probably know how I feel about Tim Holtz. I mean, I love Tim Holtz papers, and I love a lot of their products. There are some things that they make that just don't make any sense to me, but I don't make things to hang on a wall. You know, I don't make things to set up on a shelf. Well, except for books, I guess I do. But you know what I mean? Like, I make journals, and those are intended to be used, and, you know, I just don't know if they're really in touch with that. Like I wish they would be. So there's just certain products that they have. And I mean, they've tried to kind of infiltrate that market a little bit, but I think they have some work to do in that. So anyway, I want to talk about the tiny attacher. So somebody asked me what I thought about the tiny attacher, whether they should buy one or not. And to be honest, I would say yes, buy one. Keep your receipt, and buy it with a coupon if you can. This is the very first tiny attacher that I ever bought. I have purchased 2 others that, one of them, let me see if the other one's in the drawer here really quick. Yeah, here it is. So yeah, this one is fine, except sometimes it jams, and I don't know why. I don't know why it jams. Yeah, see, it's got the staples in it. Hold on. Maybe it's because I've got 2 things of staples in there. They're kind of touchy, and I think they could be sturdier. Yeah, see, I don't know what is going on with this one. I just honestly don't know why I can't get it to work. So that's why it's in the drawer. It just, I can't get it to work. So anyway, this one I bought a long time ago, and this there's this piece of like plastic that holds this piece that actually holds the staples up, you know. There's this piece of plastic, so, and that plastic actually broke on this one. So I'll show it to you. This is how it's supposed to be, right? Like it's supposed to be attached like that, and then it pulls that, whoops, it pulls back when you open the stapler. Well, it broke on this one, okay? So what I have to do is I have to pull this back and then load my staples in there and then kind of gently let it back down and then close up the stapler. If I had paid full price for this, I would have been not happy. Like I would have returned it. I think I actually did buy a couple other ones, and I did wind up returning them. Probably to Michael's, maybe one to Hobby Lobby. I don't know. But I guess, you know, to answer your question about should I buy a tiny attacher, yes, but don't pay full price for it. If you like it, like if you like the idea of those little tiny staples. I don't know of any other tiny stapler that takes those tiny little staples. So if it's important to you to be able to use it, then yes, buy one, because they are cool, and it is nice to be able to get a staple onto some little tiny piece, and it's not a big giant staple, you know. But you know, like this one, I think I didn't have my receipt or something like that. And this is terrible, but what I have considered doing is going to buy another one, and save my receipt. This is totally like, what is that? I don't know what it's called. What's the word? You guys tell me in the comments what the word is. Buy another one, keep the receipt, and then return this one. Because I did buy it, but, you know, and then keep the other one. And honestly, that might be what I did with this one. That might be how I wound up with this one. I don't remember. Anyway, so that's that. That's my opinion about the tiny attacher. I think they're cool, but they are, I don't know, I just think they could be made better, you know. But it's funny that this one, that where this thing broke, I've had this one for probably 5 years, and even though this is broken, the spring has never come flying out or anything. And this is the first one that I bought, and it's the one that still works, you know. I mean, it works reliably. And the other thing too is that I can put like three little packs of staples in there, because I can pull this, because I pull this all the way back. So, and it works when I've got 3 in there, because sometimes I use a lot of those staples, you know, like when I'm working on 17 journals. Anyway, okay, that's it. All right, guys, I love you, and I will talk to you sooner than later. Okay, all right, bye for now.